Good morning. Welcome to Just for Today, a time of eclectic reading, sharing your perspectives, meditation, and prayer. I'm Reverend Rafe Ellis, Senior Minister and Spiritual Leader of the newly joined Centers for Spiritual Living Communities of Greater Baltimore and Columbia. Today is July 17th. And this morning I'm reading again from No Ordinary Moments. A Peaceful Warrior's Guide to Daily Life, written by Dan Millman, author of Way of the Peaceful Warrior. And this morning I opened it up to page 200, The Courage to Express. Excuse me. There we go. Okay, now I'm back on. The Courage to Express. Contrary to our fears and conditioning, the world will probably not laugh at us, hate us, or think us foolish for expressing what we feel. And even if someone does react that way, so what? The only people who don't understand are those who have not dealt with their own emotions. The people around us who appear completely under control may have far more turmoil in their inner lives than we imagine. We owe it to ourselves to feel and to express what we feel, in spite of other people's views and opinions, because if we do not, we let our we let their attitudes control our behavior and limit our well-being. So I want to read that very last part because I think that is hugely important. We owe it to ourselves to feel and to express what we feel in spite of what other people's views and opinions are. Because if we do not, we let their attitudes control our behavior and limit our well being. So, if you know me, you know that I am real big on this idea of feel your feelings. Um, because I think humanity has the greatest illness that humanity experiences are all the outcomes of refusing to feel what we feel. When if we would just allow ourselves to feel, the feelings will process, they will move through the physical body. We won't eat our feelings, we won't hold our feelings in as resentments. And I mean, we just create such a toxic environment in our physical bodies by refusing to feel what we feel. And the other piece that I've experienced is that when I'm willing to feel my feelings, I learn from them. Right? That whole acronym TFUA, my thoughts create my feelings create my urges lead to my actions repeated become habits, and habits repeated become my excruciatingly unconscious life. And so if I will allow myself to feel, I'm one step, I'm like one step off from actually finding out where the healing is, which is in my thinking, right? And so if I let myself feel what I feel, then I can actually ask myself, legitimately, honestly ask myself, what am I thinking that is creating this feeling? What am I telling myself? And as soon as I know that, I'm empowered to begin to treat that. Now, I'm not, notice I haven't said anything about right or wrong because your feelings aren't right or wrong. They're just your feelings. They're just feelings. Our thoughts, they're not right or wrong. They're just thoughts, right? And if we would allow ourselves to just own whatever we're thinking, whenever we're thinking it, then we own our choice. Because then I can say, that thought is out of alignment with the truth of me. What is the truth of me? And I can heal my thinking and bring my thinking into alignment. Or I can choose to go with it and accept the outcome of that choice. And if we take good and bad, right or wrong, out of our choosing, and I replace it with willing to accept the consequences, because I don't always know what the consequences are. Sometimes I think the choice is excellent choice and the consequences really suck. And that's where I understand that there's no such thing as a good choice or a bad choice, that I'm not 100% in control of nothing as a separate human being, because that's not how spiritual law works. There is no separation. And so life is unfolding in a whole body of creation. And we're all impacted by that. So I can't control the outcome that impacts you any more than you can control how an outcome impacts me. We're all on the dance floor together, listening to different music at the same time. That's the visual that works for me. Um, but what I do know, what I have experienced firsthand, what I can absolutely promise you, is that if you will feel your feelings, honestly explore and take ownership of your thoughts and beliefs that are showing up as your feelings, then you become empowered to heal. So that's what is alive in me to share. Um, so I will. I'm going to read the reading. Sorry for the bump on the microphone there. I'm going to read the reading one more time and take us into our 5-minute meditation. The courage to express. Contrary to our fears and conditioning, the world will probably not laugh at us, hate us, or think us foolish for expressing what we feel. And even if someone does react that way, so what? The only people who don't understand are those who have not dealt with their own emotions. The people around us who appear completely under control may have far more turmoil in their lives than we imagine. We owe it to ourselves to feel and to express what we feel, in spite of other people's views and opinions. Because if we do not, we let their attitudes control our behavior and limit our well being. Let's take that into prayer. In this moment, I recognize one creation, one substance expressing as creation. This one substance has always been. I know it to be self-existent, meaning it exists by itself, within itself. It has no beginning, so it has no end. It simply is. It is the isness of life. It is the substance that gives of itself, expressing in multiplicity. And so it is the self giving to the self, God giving to God, life expressing life, however we language it. Unlimited, infinite possibility, lying in repose, waiting to be imagined, waiting to be expressed, and yet waiting for nothing at all. All divine, perfect timing in this one creation that is timeless, nameless, limitless, changeless. By whatever name we call it, it is so much more. And so I know myself to be that in form as I navigate this journey of being human, of continuously going within, continuously turning away from the physical condition of my body, of the world I live in, to that personal common unity, community, communion with the source and substance that I am. This life becomes personal. In the silence, I meet the divine self. In the silence, I know the absolute truth of who I am. In the silence, I am reassured to just be and allow my being to guide my doing. It is in that silence that I know. And so I bring that knowing forward. I bring that knowing into speaking my word, knowing that the words themselves fall short of what is known internally. I claim and affirm an experience of life is moving into place for all of life. That every expression is an expression of this divinity. And that regardless of appearance, regardless of the human process, that is bringing itself into awareness through feelings, through divine discontent that nudges each of us forward in our awareness, deeper into our search for the truth of one. The chaos that demands peace be revealed in, through, and as each expression of itself. Hate, anger, and resentment that is screaming to be loved unconditionally. and all that is holy within each expression rises up to meet the call. That within everyone is that capacity to love, to be love, even in the face of ugly, to be the beauty. So I claim and affirm that that is the healing of humanity, and that it is happening. It is being revealed. It has already happened. It already is. It is simply being revealed. And so I celebrate. I celebrate that it's being revealed. I celebrate that it's already complete, holy, and perfect. I celebrate every messy moment of the journey, knowing that the gratitude keeps me fixed in the truth of solution. Reminds me of what is. Reminds me there is no waiting period. That wholeness, perfection, and completeness is the nature of life beyond appearance. That is the reality of life. And so, claiming and affirming that, I let go, I celebrate. I let go of all the internal wrestling matches. I let go of all of the what ifs, if only. I let go of all of the mental chatter of doubt and fear, and stand boldly, authentically, clearly in the truth of being, claiming all that I am as the I am. Ashe. Shalom. Aho. Amen. Amen. And so it is. Namaste.